You came to New York first before L.A., right? Of course.
Correct. Yeah.
How long did you stay in New York? Were you
Not
starting to do
very
the second?
long. Maybe 6 months.
Was it
overall.
difficult?
6
Was
months, that's
comedy
quick.
difficult here? Was it more difficult here?
Well,
or-
my English, I was barely speaking English. And then I started working at this in New York at this company called Greeting Bells. And they were a company that an American lady figured out that Russian labor is very cheap. So she would hire people like my parents to sit there and make, it's called Greeting Bells. So they were making ornaments for Christmas trees.
Oh, wow.
And so my parents would say they would get like $1 an hour or something. Yeah. And they would make those. And my dad was really good at making stuff. But actually, for them, it was a good thing because they older and they were sitting there watching TV and making this stuff. And that lady hired me as a shipping manager. So I was making, packages. And then when Christmas came, the season was over, and she said, "Do you want to take a vacation because I can't afford to really pay you to do this?" And I go, "Okay." Yeah, no, but she said, "I know somebody in Hollywood that I know you want to be a comedian. If you want to go to Hollywood, I will introduce you to Ted Bergman, who was a producer of Three's Company."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Come and knock
Executive
on my
producer.
door.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for you. Where the kisses are hers and his. Three's Company too.
Yeah.
Come and dance on our floor. Take a step that is new. With the lovable place that needs your face. Three's Company too. Da-da-da-da. You'll see that life is a bargain. I love that song, man. That's my shit. John Ritter, rest in peace.
Yeah.
What a shame.
So Ted Bergman was the producer, and he said, "I'd like to see you perform." And I had maybe 5 to 10 minutes maybe of material. And so I went, and the Comedy Store, they had a potluck or open mic.
Mitzi Shore. Mitzi Shore is there.
Mitzi was there, and she, but he didn't come because he had some conflict, and so I was so bummed, because I had a plan. I lived in New York, and I had a plan that I go to Hollywood, and I will make it big. But I gave myself 10 days.
Oh, God. Damn. That's very optimistic.
It was my, it was silly, but it was
10 days or you die.
I had that same plan.
You did. But then I come here, and but my plans were like become a star because that was a big show. He'll make me a star, and then I will go buy Fifth Avenue apartment to my parents in 10 days. That was my plan.
Now his show was what? Was it like a talk show or was it a comedy show?
No, Bergen was a producer.
He was the producer.
He was just
so you thought he was going to just make a sitcom about it?
I didn't know what I was thinking.
Right. Yeah, but
I knew a big shot, and I'm going to use it. Why not? So I go, and he doesn't show up, and I'm bummed, and I'm going, this is day 4, and I'm nowhere.
6 days left.
6 days left.
How is it going to right?
Damn.
So, and then Chrissy was Mitzi Shore's assistant, British girl. And she runs after me on Sunset. And she goes, Yakov, congratulations. And I'm like, what? The guy didn't even show up. And she goes, no, Mitzi liked you. And I go,
That's important.
I said, who's Mitzi? And she goes, he's the owner of the Comedy Store. Go sit, talk to her. So I sit down. And next to Mitzi, and she goes, "You are very good. You should Russian Mitzi impression. You were good. You should stay in Los Angeles. There's always place for good and different." And I have no idea who I'm talking to, right?
Right.
And I'll go, "Well, Mitzi, my parents are in New York. I need to go back." And she goes, "What does your dad do?" I said, he was a building construction engineer. She goes, "Can he be a carpenter?" I go, I think so. He's good with his hands. She goes, bring him here. I'll give him a job.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And she said, where do you live? I'm not, this is all happening, and I don't know who she is.
This is still day 4.
This day 4.
Day 4, guys.
The end of day 4.
The end of day
You're
4.
wasting my time.
Yeah, day 4. And she goes, where do you live? I go, I stay with my parents' friends. And she goes, I have a house up on the hill of the Comedy Store, and you can live there, $120 a month rent. You can get a room there. And I go, wow, this is shaping up, right? But then she goes, but you should come tomorrow and see a regular show. So I go, okay, now I have a place to live. I got a job for my dad. So I come back next morning. On stage first, Robin Williams, followed by Billy Crystal,
Holy shit.
followed by David Letterman,
Holy shit.
followed by Richard Pryor.
Holy shit!
And I'm standing there.
Oh my God!
I'm in the back of the room,
Damn!
and I'm going, this
Richard
is
Pryor.
yeah.
Fucking A, yo.
And this is, and I'm going, this is day 5. I'm ahead of schedule. She liked me and she likes them.
Did you know them?
Yeah,
You
from
know
TV.
anyway.
I watched it on TV in New York.
That's just,
Yeah.
Can you say that line up one more time?
Oh,
Robin-
Star Robin, Billy Crystal,
Billy Crystal.
David Letterman,
Letterman.
Richard Pryor.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's how it was in
What
those days.
the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, and
Richard
yeah,
Shit.
and this was like Pryor was doing. Pryor just released that movie Richard Pryor in concert in movie theater,
live in concert. where
Live
Patti
in
LaBelle
concert.
opened up for him.
but it was in movie theaters.
My friend's dad directed that one.
Oh.
Yeah, Margolis. It was Jeff Margolis.
Jeff, how do I know
I knew
Jeff?
his son did my first special for Comedy Central, was my camera guy. Yeah, so his father, because when I went to the office, there was that poster of Live in Concert when he's wearing the red shirt.
Yes.
It's Long Beach. He's like, hey, I'm in Long Beach. Well, we ain't coming to get your ass. That's right. He's like, this is when white people found that niggas done stole their seats. Right? He says, we were sitting right there. Yeah, we were sitting right there. Well, you're sitting there now, motherfucker. There it is. That's
it.
the
That's the
concert
movie.
that my friend's dad, because when I walked in his office in L.A., I said, wow, Richard Pryor? He goes, oh, my dad, he directed that. I said, you gotta be, I was watching that in college.
That was amazing.
Jeff Margolis,
Yeah. So
Damn, that's his
and
best one,
comedians,
too.
they would tell me, because they know my English was not very good, so they would say, "Well, go watch that movie." And on Wilshire, was it Western across from Wilshire? There was a movie theater, and you pay for one. But you can sit there all day long.
Yes, how movie theaters used to.
Yeah, and for me it was a big deal. Not much money,
Yeah.
and I can learn English. So I was watching Pryor, and my thought was, this guy loves his mother so much that he talks about her for the whole show.
Keep saying motherfucker.
Yeah. and then somebody said, no, it's not his mother. He's not talking about it's not his mom. So I didn't speak English very well. And then Andrew Dice Clay moves in to that comedy house.
Damn.
And
Oh! Right?
Yeah.
Little Miss Snuff's head on the toffee. Oh!
Was he doing that already when you met him?
Was he
Or
doing
was
that character?
No. Yeah, when I met him, he was doing impressions of Sylvester Stallone and John Travolta.
All
and
the Italian. He was Jewish guy. I
Yeah.
didn't know I thought he was Italian.
yeah,
But it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
You know, it's
he
kinda
is.
hard
Yeah.
to tell. It
So
is.
he-
They kind of look. In New York, they meld.
Yeah.
It's like, are you Italian, Jew? What are you?
Yeah.
Jewish,
So that's and Andrew, I mean, he's taller than me and kind of a, with
Big
that
guy.
black jacket and stuff, I was scared of him, literally. I mean, so first time I saw him was at the Dangerfield Club. That's where we got paid first time in America. He and I from doing comedy, $40
At Dangerfield.
At Dangerfield, $40 each, and so Andrew would just come over, and you would just go, "Hey, Yak, you and I are friends. And I'm like going, I'm scared of you. I got to get away from you. So I go to California. Next thing I know, there is a knock on the door. Hey, Yak, I'm here. And Mitzi liked Andrew because he was very handsome, and she had a daughter, and so she got them. But
Together.
he was performing there, and he didn't do the
he did later.
nursery rhymes.
Oh, he didn't do it yet.
No.
Wow.
He was teaching me those rhymes.
Oh, wow.
Like, you want to learn English? You want to learn English? Here they are, Little Miss Moffat.
Tough it. Hey.
But he was performing there, and I became really good friends with him.
So your path to success was pretty straight line. Like, it was pretty straight line, right?
I mean, took a whole 6 days.
Man, you look at Mitzi. I mean, you put it in your mind.
Five.
You run into Mitzi, who's one of the most famous club owners ever. You run into Mitzi. She puts you up. You get your father a job. You almost manifested that shit. You literally was like, I have 10 days.
Yeah.
And then Mitzi pops up. Your father gets a job. Then you're working, and you're getting stage time at the greatest comedy club on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And you're working with your Richard. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
Yeah, and it sounds like it was overnight success, but as you know, you work hard.
Yeah, you work
and you
all
do
the time.
like I was in a Tonight Show today doing that, and I was very blessed that. But for 32 years, I could not get arrested by the media. The media didn't. The Branson, Missouri, was my kind of a saving grace.
When did you move to Branson? 32 years?
32 years ago.
Because things were like kind of, because you were, I mean, we watched you.
Yeah.
Do we have any pictures of him doing the Tonight Show in when he first did it 40 years ago
Maybe.
with Carson?
I don't know if you can show that. Can you show
how
that?
long did you take to
That
get
might
your
be
first
NBC.
Johnny Carson?
It took longer because Jim McCauley was the gatekeeper. And
Oh,
he
the hate.
didn't
Oh, we
think-
all have our Macaulays too.
And so
Fucking A.
How
I
long?
tried 6 years to get on.
And how long
And
it
then Macaulay said, "You're gonna get on when the hell freezes over."
Wow.
And I start watching Weather Channel. And then I kind of let it go, and I start.
There he is.
There.
Ah.
Wow. Look at
Now,
that.
did you know
That's
George
amazing.
Wallace?
I did, sure.
So it's funny. George Wallace
Wallace,
came
same
on the
birthday
show,
also.
and George
July
Wallace
21st.
said that Johnny Carson never let black guys sit down
Yeah.
at the table.
He never.
Was absolutely racist, treated black comics like shit, and never let them sit down at the
Wow.
table.
I didn't know
That's
that.
what George Wallace said.
Huh.
Wallace
Maybe
said that.
Because Wallace did late night as well.
I wouldn't have
With
never
the Tonight
known
Show.
because he let Eddie Murphy sit. Well, he had to.
Yeah, he was so huge.
Eddie was sat down, but Richard Pryor sat down.
Yeah.
I know there's Richard
Yeah,
Pryor and
of course.
Colin. He's had something.
But that's
But
the
yeah,
pinnacle.
but we didn't know until
Yeah.
George knows.
George
But-
was
Right.
there. George was like
George, yeah.
never.
He was in the trenches
Yeah.
with all of us.
But
yeah.
because I watched all of
Yeah.
y'all. I remember all of you.
But then Carson saw my Miller Lite commercial, and he told Macaulay, he said, "Why don't we have this guy on?" And he said, "We were about to." and so
what a
that was
piece
the
How
of
first
many
time-
years? How many
People
years?
are
That was
so
40
fake.
years ago.
40
40
years ago.
40
But
years
how
ago.
long had you been doing comedy when they called you to do it?
At least
In
7 years.
America from 77 to 85, so
10 years.
7 years. 7 years.
Seven.
But I did the movie Moscow on the Hudson.
Moscow on the Hudson with Robin Williams.
Yeah, And then I did the Money Pit with Tom Hanks.
wow, yeah,
And I
yeah.
did,
Yeah.
and I did the Brewster's Millions. with
Brewster's
Brian.
Oh, with
Yeah.
Richard
So good.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yo, son,
And-
this is crazy, yo. This is
Yeah.
sick.
So I kind of went, well,
You almost forced him.
if I'm not going to do the Tonight Show, I'm just going to keep
Keep working.
whatever I'm doing. Night Courts for really 7 episodes of that. So I just kept going, and then Carson saw me and
he
got
said,
me on
"Put him on."
the show. And then I did it 7 times.
Why didn't
Oh,
Macaulay
wow.
like you?
Oh yeah, he was on there all the time.
Macaulay said that Johnny wouldn't like me.
But
He just thought-
That's
and-
his way
but
of saying he doesn't
but
like
these
you.
are these gatekeepers. We got them fuckers.
Still got 'em.
Still got them.
Yeah.
That are just pieces of shit.
Now you with the guard, I say you with the guard free. Now you with the guard, I say you with the guard free. He ain't playing around with none of these lanes, but I guarantee you'll be entertained and watch him drop some knowledge on your brain.